22 gods, 4 districts, 1 city unlike any other in the world. Welcome to San Cyprian, the divine city. Here, creatures and races, both magical and mundane, cavort with the descendants of 22 gods that represent the most mysterious aspects of the human psyche. Each family passes down its powers through generations, with its own interests and motivations, each vying for supremacy with little thought for the mortals beneath them. Maybe it's time for the mortals to rise up against the gods.
Incumbent Mayor Alcidius Valencia said he welcomes the competition and wishes the Hierophant well, while mayoral candidate Rosa Austero described the Star's platform as weak on immigration, tough on businesses. Candidate Allegra Ilmato, the fool herself, is merely quoted as saying, "Beware the man in the silly coat." And those were the mayoral candidates' reactions to the Hierophant's surprise backing of Marianne des Etoiles. That was your hourly news, and this is DJ Meza on Sage 101.5, bringing you the hottest tracks on this beautiful day in the world's greatest city. So, last we left off, you, the Bttle Babes, had finished off your evening at Chiaroscuro, which was a sort of generic art bar in the coins, which are the sort of financial district, sort of the financial lifeblood of San Cyprian, the divine city. We left off with you kind of learning some things about Etian, definitely that things aren't sort of as straightforward as they seem in this case that your mysterious contact, Madame J, has had you look into. Unless anybody has anything else they want to do that evening, I mean, very open to that, but we can sort of talk about what we're going into the next day, where you are all going to meet up, that sort of thing. So yeah, does anybody have anything they want to get up to that night, or heading home to rest, lucky back to the van?
I have one thing that I think will help us. I would like to make a, what do we call it, God book post saying that we have an art class and everyone should come.
Awesome. Yeah, great. Roll me a roll me a persuasion check. Let's see, just to see what kind of reaction your post gets.
All right. How high is my persuasion is the question.
It's a good question.
Oh, it's good. It's +4.
Hell yeah.
All right, so that is still a 13.
13. Yeah, so you get a few likes, a couple comments being like from people you work with, especially being like, "Lol, Kai, do you do art?" And like people asking like what kind of art class, but they seem really confused about it. Okay. So, but you still get a few thumbs ups and a few like smiley laughy faces as well. So yeah. But
Okay.
it doesn't land the way that you want to. So you don't have anybody rushing out to join your art class.
Can the rest of us do the same?
What's that?
Can the rest of us do the same, trying to promote this?
Sure, I guess. Everybody roll me a persuasion check, you ridiculous people.
Our fake art class, we might as well make money off of.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Everybody remember to read out your rolls.
Are we doing the right or the left?
We're doing the left. Take the left one first. I keep forgetting to turn that off.
Well, I got a 12.
I got a 16.
So yeah, Mysterium, you get a lot of people asking like what kind of art class. If you say like, oh, it's like a life modeling session, suddenly you have a bunch of people asking if you're going to take your clothes off.
I mean, they would.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cyan, so what role did you get?
I got a 15.
15? Yeah, so same thing. Like you get some likes, but you get the feeling that like people are kind of confused. And so then like some of your mutuals are sort of like, is this the same art class that Kai is running? Some people are asking, like, posting on Rin's page, like, is Mysterium Jones going to take his clothes off? Like, it's a lot of like crossed wires, and people just mostly seem confused about the fact that everybody's advertising this art class.
Lucky got a 2, so their post is in all caps. And it's just 2 words, art class.
Yeah.
Can I roll persuasion to get Mysterium to give the people what they want?
We can certainly see when we get to the art class. But heading into the next day, so we'll say it's a sunny Wednesday morning. So what's your plan for the day? What are you all doing?
Well, some of us need to go to the atelier. What time is the art class, did we say?
Evening, I think. I think it was sort of like I would guess 7, 8-ish. Imre would have given you sort of the times that he would be willing to do. So, and it'd be like a fairly early evening.
Okay.
Yeah. So who wants to do? Who's doing what? Who's doing what now?
Well, how many of us are planning on going to what was Etienne's fiance's name again?
So her name is Tessa Dumpress.
Tessa. So how many of us, or all of us can go to the dress shop. Because I remember that being a thing that we also wanted to follow up on that as a lead.
Yeah. Whatever you all want to do. Splitting the party is always a good idea. So we should definitely do that at some point. But yeah.
Is it suspicious if we have a gang of people show up at this dress shop to
I mean, that's entirely up to you.
We can say it's like a bridal party or something.
Can Lucky be getting married?
Yes.
As long as someone has a high enough persuasion to convince them that Lucky's
Oh my God. Hold on.
I have a +7.
Perfect.
I got a 17.
Done. I'm in.
So you rolled a persuasion and got a 17?
Yeah.
So you're calling ahead to book an appointment?
No, I'm trying to get Lucky to be the bride.
Okay, perfect, great, all right. Perfect.
Oh, Lucky is like confused as to what a bride even really is. So, they're like, yeah, I can do that. I can pretend to be a bride. Wait, I don't actually have to get married if I get a gown. Wait, do I have to buy the gown if I try the gown on? No.
No. Also,
and I mean, Lucky has some like. There's like a mycelium network. There's definitely like some, like a little bit of oozing here and there. It's nothing like over the top, but like putting on a dress would be a sort of like you break it, you bought it situation. So.
Well, that's why we're doing the measurements and the fitting.
Fair enough.
We're looking at styles.
Perfect.
okay.
So Dompress is a fashion studio specializing in haute couture and bespoke evening gowns. Open and run by Tessa herself. So as you head in, it's sort of in like a sort of brick. What am I trying to say? It's like a brick home, like a brownstone, I guess. It's sort of beautiful on the inside, very, very, very modern, very, very minimalistic. The reception is a large, shiny black monolith of a desk in an otherwise white room. A few chic, black, uncomfortable-looking chairs in the waiting area. Reception staff member is sort of like walking around serving cucumber water. The only other decoration in the entire room is just Dompress, D''EMPRESS, in sort of obsidian inset into the wall above the reception. Very, very chic, very like you get the feeling that just stepping into this place, you're probably losing some money. So yeah, there's a person serving the cucumber water, like a beautiful young, beautiful young human woman, like light brown skin, her hair done up in a really tight bun, in a very, very like form-fitting, very slim dress. She's walking around serving cucumber water. Behind the desk is an extremely gay half elf who sort of looks up at you and looks extremely confused as you are sort of walking into the space.
So 1 second. When we meet up outside that place, I look at my grease-stained hands.
Yes.
And realize that there is no way they'd buy the idea that I have the amount of money needed to be friends with people who have the amount of money needed to buy anything in that shop.
Oh yeah, no, just looking at the building and looking in the neighborhood, it's like it's a really trendy area of the wands, or sorry, of the cups. So sort of like the very like old money, like lots of beautiful old houses, like Victorian, Edwardian, some Italianate. So even like the architecture looks expensive just walking in the neighborhood that you're in.
So I want to suggest that maybe it'd be less suspicious if I just tried sneaking around the back while the people in the shop are distracted and get some different information that way.
Absolutely. Any thoughts?
Do you want someone to go with you?
Does anyone want to go with me?
I'll go, unless... No, I feel like it's fine if I go. Yeah.
I feel like the people with higher persuasion should come do the talking stuff.
Oh, true.
Yeah. I have a lot of persuasion and a lot of performance, and also some minor illusions.
Ooh.
So me and Mysterium can be the bridal party.
All right.
Yeah, Lucky's too honest to. There's a difference between like I can pretend to be that I'm gay or married, and like I'm straight up sneaking into this place.
So let's start with the people. Heading inside. So we've got Lucky, Mysterium, and sorry, was it Rin who's going inside?
Yeah. Can I show my face that I have on?
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Woo!
Excellent.
Damn.
Fancy. Oh.
Just the slickest looking man ever.
Yeah, like kind of racy looking.
Yeah, dark hair, very like arched, very dramatic eyebrows, the kind of like pointy beard, right? Excellent.
Kai,
it's like a devil goatee.
Kai, as soon as they see Rin, just like trips on nothing. Just walks right into a wall.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody notices. It's not subtle. All right. So the three of you. So again, you head inside. That's sort of what you see. Very, very chic. Very, very expensive. Yeah, and so the reception is just sort of like glancing over the edge of the desk. You can tell that he hopes that you will turn around and leave immediately.
Mysterium is going to walk right up to the desk and say, "We have an appointment."
I don't believe you do. Miss Dumpress is not taking appointments today.
I'm going to say, "Check your little book." And then, can I cast a charm person spell?
Yeah, you sure can.
What if I charm this little bitch?
Sure thing. Charm person. So tell us what the magic looks like as you sort of you wave your little magic hand and mutter your I guess there's a verbal and somatic component, so you're both
I'm gonna imagine that it's kind of like a bewitched look, like maybe my nose gives a little when it makes a little noise. False. But no.
Sorry.
No, go for it.
That's it? Okay, great.
Yeah, that's it.
So you all watch as the reception, sort of like very, very slim, like sort of sandy blonde hair, kind of like very, very nerdy looking glasses, but sort of pulls off the chic nerd look. Nice little collared shirt, very, very prim and proper. He sort of blinks, and it's like blinking very, very like confused at first. But then he smiles and says, "Yes, of course. Your Miss Dumpress's 11 o'clock. Let me call her." So he leans over and says, "Miss Dumpress, your 11 o'clock is here." And there's a sort of like you can hear some muttering coming from his little headset, and he goes, "No, I'm quite sure of it. I mean, it's not in your books, but they're here. They've arrived. And there's a little bit of an exchange. You can tell that he's very confused of why she's not responding better. But eventually, she steps out. I'm going to actually show. We saw it last time, but I'm going to show it once again. Tessa Dampres. Tessa's tall and slim, very elegant and stylish beyond anything you could imagine. Sort of like she stepped from the pages of a fashion magazine. She's a Black woman, locks sort of done up and sort of tied up very, very prettily. She has like gorgeous, very simple but very stylish silver earrings on, and she's wearing a very sleek, deep green dress that is very figure flattering, and also just like it almost like sets off basically like her entire look, just this like beautiful forest, like deep green. She walks out and cocks her eye and says, "I'm sorry, I don't have an appointment with you. I'm afraid that I'm quite busy today." And he goes, "No, this is your 11 o'clock. I told you over the headset." And yeah, she looks a little bit miffed, but also a little bit confused. And she stares at you expectantly.
I am so glad that you agreed to fit me for my wedding.
She looks even more confused, and she seems to be like leaning over the desk like she's about to do something.
Can I do a persuasion check?
Yeah, what would you like to say?
I'm going to say, of course, when we have such a historic wedding, the first ever such bride, we had to have you dress. You were the only designer we could possibly have make such a historic garment.
Roll me persuasion. And what did you get?
27.
27.
Natural 20.
So she stops and she just sort of puts her hands on her forehead and rubs her temples a little bit. And she says, "What is this about exactly?"
Why, the wedding of the year, of course. We have, it's going to be on the cover of all of the newspapers.
I am a bit shy about it. Perhaps we could speak about it in the back?
Roll me a persuasion. Lucky. You can roll at advantage because of Rin's really excellent persuasion roll. She just seems just dumbfounded at this point.
Oh my gosh. I also rolled 20. So my persuasion was 19.
19, all right. So she sort of nods her head and she says, "I'll give you 10 minutes and you better tell me what the hell this is about." And so she sort of gestures and turns around on her heel and starts walking sort of around a little hidden corner, and she'll lead you back to her sort of studio. Let's go over to the people who are sneaking around the back. So again, broad daylight, quite mid-morning. So how would you like to tackle this? What would you like to do?
Probably, try to actually break in. So, I mean, maybe it's unlocked, but I doubt it.
Yeah, no. It's totally fair. It's like, again, it's a residential-ish, like a very mixed neighborhood. Lots of like small boutique businesses, and her place is definitely a boutique gown maker. So basically you sort of pop around the corner and there's sort of like one of those, like, it's like a service alley, basically, like, that like they'd pick up trash and people would park their cars back there who work there. So my cat's trying to get out onto the balcony and I'm trying to let her. So roll me a stealth check, first of all, just to see. It's more, not so much that you're hiding, but more just that you're kind of hiding in plain sight sort of thing. So kind of like, how suspicious do you look?
I rolled a 9.
Yeah, great. Good start.
I rolled a 7.
Yeah, so as soon as you start sort of poking around the back, you see a couple people smoking out back. They're both dressed sort of, you can tell that it's probably like a little cafe or something, a very, very chic little trendy cafe. Both of them are smoking. They're both sort of like wearing aprons, very immaculately dressed, both of them, two humans. So they both immediately like are giving you the stink eye, and they know, they have decided you are both up to no good whatsoever.
What kind of like, can I tell where they work by the type of apron?
Yeah, it's just a sort of like we'll call it Cafe Golden. It's a trendy little place just a few doors down from Tessa's. It's a sort of place where you go and very, very rude baristas very disdainfully make you your coffees and lattes.
Should I go to the cafe and distract them while you go keep doing things?
I was gonna say that maybe they're bribable. Maybe
That
they know
too.
something.
That too. Yeah, okay, I go over. Kai goes over. Walk up to these people. I'm so fucking scared right now. Walk up to these people and ask if they have a spare cigarette. Just gonna start with that.
Yeah, one of them reaches into his pocket and hands you a cigarette. Again, both of them say nothing. He hands you a cigarette.
I say, how's the shift going?
It's going all right. How about you two? Are you working?
I'm heading off to work later, but our friends are inside the inside Dumpress, and I just wanted to come out for a smoke break, so I'm really happy that I saw y'all.
They sort of raise their eyebrows, and one of them sort of chuckles. He seems to be like softening a little bit, and he says, "Yeah, sorry, you two just don't really look like the kind of people who shop there. No offense. Like, we wouldn't be able to afford anything that they sell there."
You think we don't have any money?
Yeah.
Kai's immediately pissed off.
Do you?
Of course we have money. We just don't trust them, press, and we just don't believe in spending our money on external things.
And one of them sort of shrugs and says, "Yeah, her people come in and get her drinks all the time. She sounds like she can be pretty nasty sometimes."
Have you ever met her directly?
No, she wouldn't come and get her own coffee. Are you kidding me? She's the heir to House Dumpress. I'm assuming you know that.
I don't know. I've never met her in person, and I just kind of want to know what she's like. Like, what have you heard about her?
Well, let's see what they haven't heard about her. I'm gonna roll for both of them. Yeah. So one of them says, "Yeah, I heard that she's like very, very demanding. Did you ever see that movie Devil Wears Prada?"
Mm-hmm.
She's like kind of like that, right? And the other one says, "I actually met her once when she was waiting for a taxi or I guess a limousine or something. She actually wasn't that bad. She seems a little bit high strung, but other than that, I mean, she's eventually going to be a god, so she didn't seem like she had her head that far up her own ass."
I look back and forth, like very obviously, like I'm checking to see if she's around me, and I go, "Did you hear that her fiance's gone missing?"
Yeah, let's see if they've heard anything. So the same one who said that he met her, he sort of leans in and says, "Yeah, I mean, when a couple of her people were in grabbing coffee, they said something about some sort of incident at a bar. So, do you think that she killed them?"
Oh my god! Wait, Cyan, didn't you hear something about that whole thing?
Yeah, I did hear about the incident in the bar.
Oh my god!
Might have even seen it.
What does her? I'm trying to remember who her fiance even was. Guessing he was another god or something.
Wait, hold on. I think I remember.
Etian?
Yes, that's who it was.
Oh, yeah. He's been around before. He actually seems really nice. I mean, definitely wanted to get into his pants, but other than that, he seems. He actually just came and bought his own coffee and tipped us like $10 on an Americano.
Why the hell would they be together?
Oh, and so the one who had sort of met her, yeah, I mean, gods, it's all arranged marriages and shit. Like that's their whole thing. It's always been the case, right? Like you hear about it all the time. It's funny because I mean, like you look at her social media and it's all like fairy tales and like nice dresses and shit. I don't even think Etienne has Instagram. Like, remember when he came in, we tried to look him up and he didn't even have God book.
Wild.
Well, he knows how to be a mysterious person.
One of the same one who apparently seems very, very knowledgeable. He leans in and says, "Yeah, actually, I heard a rumor that he even has like a secret, like, you know, hookup pad or something where he takes all of his tricks and stuff."
Did you hear about it or did you go there?
No. Like, not really my type, I guess. He's, I mean, like a little bit older than me, and like, I get the sense that he gets around. I like people who play a little bit harder to get. And he winks at Kai.
Kai walks into a wall.
Guy, just go get laid already.
Yeah. Go have sex, Kai. So let's go. We'll go back inside. So Tessa leads the three of you into, it's just a sort of like very open concept space. There's a few different drafting tables, like tables that are sort of covered in a cloth, like a soft cloth material. A couple of different sort of like, again, very, very like sleek looking mannequins. Everything in here looks like the kind of stuff that was bought to look retro, but was actually very, very expensive and new. There's certainly like a few different like workstations, a couple of different assistants that look very, very confused when the three of you walk in. Tessa looks over at her assistants and says, "I'll be taking measurements for," and she looks at Lucky.
Lucky.
For Miss Lucky. And so she leads you
Just
over.
Lucky.
She leads you over into a back area with a little bit more privacy. And she just like, she cracks a window open and just leans against the windowsill and says, "What the hell is this?"
Hold up, quick question. So she's the one, she was looking for her fiance, or the parents were and she was not?
She was the one who placed the missing persons report with the police, but the police did not seem like too concerned, and the parents as well have not done anything in terms of like thinking that their son is missing or anything like that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. And I'm gonna say, we're here about your fiance.
Etienne, have you heard anything?
We're actually trying to find him. Well, we didn't know how to come to you, so thus the pretense. Although, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love to wear one of your fine creations.
Your pretense was that you are getting fitted for a wedding dress.
We don't have time to talk about the details.
I mean, that
right.
is what you do.
But have you heard anything about Etienne?
Well, we can't know who to trust. So I just kind of like lean in closer, just as, you know, we can't trust anyone in your office. But we think his family is involved.
You mean the Des-Étoiles? I mean, they haven't seemed particularly concerned, but I don't understand what they would gain having Etienne go missing.
We're hoping you can shed some light on what their relationship was. We know about the bar incident, and we're wondering how much of that they know about.
And she sort of, the bar incident, I don't know what you mean.
Don't play dumb with us, Dom Press.
Why? Why?
Roll me an intimidation check, Mysterium. You crazy fucker.
I got
17. And she like jumps back. I had a few drinks, and he was off with that boy again.
Like, so he sees that person often.
I don't know. He has a new crush every other week. It's Etienne. He runs off with boys all the time.
But we were under the impression that your marriage was one of convenience. Is this shocking to you?
No, I mean, Etienne and I have known each other since we were kids. I've always known that he's like a lost little puppy. He just sees somebody cute and follows them until he sees somebody else cute and then follows them. It's so just his way.
How far would he have followed someone?
I mean, he gets crushes all the time, but they usually sort of fizzle out after a while when he gets bored. It's Etienne. He's always jumping from one thing to another.
And if Etienne were to, let's say, hide or want to avoid notice, do you know of any places that would be off the beaten track that he would go to?
He would sometimes disappear for a few days at a time. We always assumed he was off with somebody new, and he would disappear, but he would never tell us where. Usually, never be at his parents' or at his condo. So I'm assuming that he had some other place. I mean, he certainly had the money too.
If he disappears often, what makes you think it's any different this time?
Because even when I text him, he lets me know he's alive at least, but I haven't heard from him since when I saw him Saturday night.
Did you see him leave the bar on Saturday night?
Yes, he and his whatever left the bar together after the incident.
So tell me, do you have access to any of his passwords? You don't have to pretend that you're not the jealous type. If you know them, it's going to help all of us.
Do you think I would be hiring private investigators to look into this if I would have been able to find him on myself? I'm a dumb press. I have people who can look into these things, but nobody believes that there's anything wrong.
We believe you, and we might be able to see something that you didn't notice.
I have somebody looking into it. I'm trying to find this secret place that he has. But he's a realtor, so he can move papers around, and he's the son of Bttle, so he has the money to disappear for a few days. But even when he disappeared, and even when I knew he was with somebody else, he would always text and let me know he's okay if I texted him.
He's a real... Oh, sorry, we're lucky.
Oh, and this other person, they had this other person that you had sent to the house. They had no information to offer?
I just contacted them on Monday morning, so I'd assumed that they were still looking into it. Are you part of the investigative team? And she looks like she would not believe you even if you said yes.
It's best if we don't tell you anything that you could tell someone else, just for everyone involved. But
money well spent.
We want to find him, and we're going to do our best to bring him home.
Well, I'll tell you anything you want. Excuse me. I'll tell you anything you want to know, but I feel like I don't know much more than you do.
Where is his condo located? And do you have a key to it that we could search it?
Yeah, and she like pops open. She reaches over, pops open a clutch, slides. It's like a key card. So slides it over across the table. He has a condo in the Coins, of course, not too far away from his work. And she gives you the address.
Do you think it would be useful to go to his place of work as well?
I don't think so. I mean, he was a realtor. It's not exactly, running around town, shooting places up and arresting people. He's not a law mage or anything.
But there might be something in his desk.
There could be, but again, I've reached out to people at his work. Nobody's seen him, and he doesn't have a lot to do with work. He is basically out of there the second that he can every single day. I just don't know what there would be to find there.
And have you gone to his home since you first noticed that he wasn't there?
Of course I have.
Did you see any signs of foul play?
No, he basically uses his condo as a place to sleep at night in between work. The places that he really loves are the art galleries that he and his family are always attending, and the places that the different kinds of places that he patronizes and things like that. But I haven't been able to find anything in any of the obvious places. Why else would I hire investigators?
I know this might be sensitive, but do you happen to have contact information for any of his past crushes?
I looked into his most recent one, and she reaches in very, very expensive phone, of course. She opens up the Godbook app and she holds out the picture. I'll just show it because why not? Picture, of course, of Imre. He really likes pretty boys.
We know, Imre, we're already investigating that lead. I'm telling you, we know about the bar. You don't need to be shy about that. But if there's anyone that maybe was soured on their relationship after it ended, might be more willing to give up information.
I mean, you should definitely ask Imre. They were always sneaking off together, as far as I understood it. They'd been dating for a few months. But please, and she again reaches into her clutch and pulls out a card and hands it. She looks at Lucky, and then she looks at Mysterium, and then she hands the card to Rin. She says, please, if you hear anything, just call reception and tell them to put you through to me. I'll take your call anytime. I just want to find him and make sure he's okay.
Okay, if you don't mind, we will check in a few days to see if anything else might have come up.
Of course, and I have a line to your employer, I suppose, so if I hear anything else, I'll pass it along as well.
You may now proceed with my measurements.
I will not do so. I have a lot of work to do that I need to get back to.
Lucky, I'll buy you something pretty later, I promise.
Oh, okay.
And she sort of waves her hands towards the entrance. She looks a little bit down, like a little bit despondent, and she says, I assume you can show yourselves out.
Oh, and might I say that your mastery of magic is quite beautiful. And Lucky turns and goes.
Back outside, and so yeah, the very knowledgeable barista, he says, you know what? I did hear something else recently. I mean, I guess I didn't hear it. I saw it on not the newspaper. Who reads newspapers anymore? And he pulls up a little, takes out his phone and sort of flips through it. Oh yeah. And he holds out his phone. It's a really, really short article, just a sort of like a news hit. But it's talking about, I should probably have gotten that up. It's talking about the San Cyprian Urban Revitalization Project. And it's an article from a week ago, and the article talks about different members of the Urban Revitalization Project. But it makes mention of the fact that the son of Marianne des Etoiles had recently joined the Urban Revitalization Project with a great deal of enthusiasm. That's why I remember hearing about him this past week, is because I saw that article. yeah, I mean, it's been a couple months since he came into Golden, but yeah, that's I remember catching that one.
Wait, so there was an article written about him this week?
Last week.
Oh, true. Okay.
And then and so the other barista says, yeah, we really need to get back. Oh yeah, we were only supposed to take a 5-minute smoke break, and yeah.
Right. And then I ask them each for their God book, and I say, by the way, if you're free tonight, we have an art class.
An art class?
Yeah, if you want to join, it'll be fun and cute. And then Kai tries to wink, but remembers that they have an eye patch, so they wink on the wrong eye, and they just go. They've had an eye patch their whole life, and they just forgot how to wink.
A very subtle lean in. Yeah, and so the less knowledgeable one, the one who seems a little bit more annoyed, just kind of like rolls his eyes and walks away without giving you his God book. The more knowledgeable one, who apparently I'm going to make a very important NPC, he gives you his name as we'll call him Chris, and he exchanges God book with you.
Awesome.
I can't wait to create a character portrait for Chris. He's my new favorite character.
Nice to meet you, Chris. And then I turn and again immediately trip on absolutely nothing.
Yeah. And Chris turns to Cyan and sort of like gives you a really worried look.
It's okay, I can take care of him. Of them. Sorry.
And he just nods and then turns around and goes back into the cafe. Is there anything else that you all wanted to do? Again, it's like you went fairly early for at least a person who works at a bar, 11-ish in the morning. So you have the rest of the day if you wanted to do anything else.
Do you think we should just go to his apartment now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, again, Tessa gave you the directions, so very easily able to get down there. Do you take the van? That is the question.
Yes.
Always take the van. Yeah. So again, who was driving last time? I'm trying to remember. Did we decide if anybody had a driver's license? Oh my god. Who absolutely does not have a driver's license.
One with the van.
Lucky lives in the van, though. We can't take away their home.
Yeah, that's very true. So
we should get Madam J to give Lucky a driver's license, because I feel like Madam J could totally do that.
So yeah, Lucky hops in. Who's in the cabin? Who's in the back? Is it Cyan and Kai in the back again, or are we switching it up a little bit?
I'm down for that to be the thing.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, me too.
You two are bouncing around in the back. So let's have Lucky do another dexterity check to see how the ride is downtown.
I rolled a 19 for a total of 22.
Oh yeah, so it's smooth sail, and Lucky's getting the hang of this. You hop on the expressway, you're downtown in you even miss out on the noon rush traffic. So you're downtown in a matter of minutes. You're very easily able, you park, you head to the condo, you sort of beep yourself in. Security, again, looks at you very confused, but they can't really do anything to stop you since you popped in with a card. And so you head up to, we'll say 1304 is his condo, buzz yourself in. And you head into his condo. It's nice, very, very very spacious. Again, very, very open concept seems to be the theme. Lots of huge floor to ceiling windows, beautiful view of the kind of the bay, sort of through some buildings. Doesn't seem particularly lived in, which is the strange thing. Clearly somebody lives here. But there's a couple of pieces of art on the wall. There's pretty sparse furniture. The furniture is pretty Spartan. like very, very like minimal furniture. You get the sense that like Tessa said, this is probably the place where Etienne kind of just sleeps. There doesn't seem particularly homey. Was there anything you wanted to look into?
Looking around, does anything look kind of out of place, or?
No, I mean the place is actually quite clean. Yeah, and there doesn't even seem to be. So you sort of wander around the stranger's apartment, and you find like there's a bedroom, and then also seems to be like a small little room off of the side for studying, or like for studying the study. And there's a desk with some papers on it. Did you want to poke through those a little bit?
Yes, please.
Who would like to do that?
I would love to rifle some paper.
Okay, Mysterium, roll me an investigation check, please.
Oh, I sure will. I think I got a pretty good investigate. Oh, let's see.
What we get?
I got. Okay, wait. It rolled 2. Oh no, it didn't. 16. I got 16.
Perfect. Great. Yeah. So you sort of poke through. And you do actually find some information about application to join the board of the Urban Revitalization Project, and it seems like within a matter of days there was a sort of like acceptance. So yeah, you definitely find information about that, and there seems to be just some memos basically with the Urban Revitalization Project header. But it seems to be talking a lot about the swords, especially like a few different, as they call it, key neighborhoods in the swords. You get the sense from just rifling through the papers, these are kind of the dumpiest areas in the swords, which are like historically the most densely populated, lots of high rises and tenements. And so you get the sense that this seems like rich people knocking down ugly buildings.
Urban revitalization. Yeah. Some bullshit.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Do any of these seem like they would be the only copy of any of these documents?
No. They seem like fairly people shouldn't just these shouldn't just be floating around in the world. But it's nothing like nothing controversial to rich people. It's nothing cataclysmic, right? Like it's all plans. The Urban Revitalization Project is a public project, so all of this information would be like more or less publicly available, maybe with a couple of FOIs.
I think I'm still gonna take them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can pocket them.
Is there like a laptop? Or...
No, actually, there's not. Again, seems to be very, very like sparse. Like not even really books. Like there's a few that are maybe there for decorations, but like no, the apartment seems like you go into the bathroom. There's literally like a toothbrush, and that's about it. So you get the sense again that like Etienne doesn't spend a lot of time in this place.
Can I do a perception check for like a receipt or a bill that has another address on it? Because like clearly most of the time is in the love nest.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a 9.
A 9, yeah. I mean, Rin sort of like starts digging through the trash and stuff. Rin's like, I'm gonna find a receipt. There's gonna be a smoking gun. Rin starts digging through the trash a little bit, but you just find like the trash is actually like there's like a candy wrapper in there, like a piece of wadded up gum. Like that's it.
So I want to look for a safe or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe taking paintings off the walls, checking around for some vents or anything that could be hiding.
Sure. Yeah. Roll me an investigation check, Cyan. What do we get?
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so like everybody sets to the investigation very enthusiastically. And like Cyan is just taking paintings off the wall, shaking them, like looking behind them, and then I'm assuming you're not being particularly careful with them, just sort of like tossing them to the side, not breaking them, but just like you kind of like you what's the term?
I'm barbarically investigating.
You toss the place. You like start taking pillows off of like seats. Now the place looks like somebody's been through here. But you don't find anything helpful. Like, and again, you're frustrated about the fact that like there just seems to be very little to this place.
Is this usual of most homes?
Lucky.
No, we're obviously missing something. Like, this isn't the right place.
So perhaps we need to convince the model to, I mean, if they have been dating for a long time and they don't come here, then they must go somewhere else.
I think it sounds like it's art time.
I have another idea. Maybe there's a code or a handbag somewhere with a key for another place. I really need us to find something here.
Yeah. Roll me an investigation check at disadvantage because of your horrible roll. So you're gonna do a roll but take the lower of the two, and I'm excited to see what that is.
Oh no,
that's rude. I got 3.
And I got a 3. So again, Rin just starts tearing, like quite literally grabbing a like a drawer, boom, tearing the drawer out, like throwing it aside, looking in like the drawer thing. So Rin starts like being a little bit more of an aggressive.
You mean Cyan?
Oh, sorry, Cyan. Yeah,
I can join in.
Yeah. So but again, like just nothing. Like, and you're getting more and more like frustrated with the fact that like why the hell did you come here? This is like completely pointless.
Okay, well, I'm a frustrated snacker, so I'm gonna go in the fridge and see if there's anything good tea.
There's like a thing of mayo, and then there's like a dubious Tupperware thing full of leftovers, and then like a single styrofoam takeout container with 2 dumplings in it.
I have an idea. Is there a phone?
No, there's not, and there's not even a TV in here.
Suspiciously bare.
Bare.
Okay.
Can we call down to the concierge? Like, is there a buzzer or something that we can talk to the concierge?
Yeah. There's definitely like it's like there's like a control panel. It controls all of like the environmental controls.
Can I call down to the concierge and say that we're the cleaning company hired by Etian, but Mr. Desetwell forgot to leave us the key to his other property. Did they happen to have a spare?
Roll me a persuasion check. Or deception. This is a deception check. You lying. 20. Okay. And so they say, no, this is Mr. Etienne's Mr. Desetwell's primary residence.
Yeah, but his other one, like this is his primary, but he specifically said both of his apartments.
I'm sorry, sir. I have no idea what you are talking about. If you wish, I could send word to his family and see if they are aware of his secondary residence.
No, that's fine. We'll call our head offices. I'm sure they have something on file.
So you get the sense that they believe you, but they got nothing.
That's all I got.
Wait, have we checked in the toilet's water tank?
And Cyan just goes over, pulls the thing up, starts like sticking their hand in and splashing around a little bit. Nothing. You find water.
I want to do something that might not work, but I just want to start like cleaning up after everyone and see if me cleaning up like finds anything that they missed.
Sure. Roll me a, let's call it an investigation check, because that's kind of what you're doing. You're sort of tidying. And I mean, like, you tidy, you definitely don't fix everything. So
Lucky will assist with this.
oh, you have mending. That's right.
Yeah.
You have mending. Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
I don't have
Okay.
mending.
Well, never mind.
I do have mending.
Kai has mending.
Oh, Kai has mending, so you can
Yeah.
start fixing. You can start fixing a few things. The worst
Well,
of
that's
the
not gonna help me
damage.
with my investigation though. Anyways, I got a 9.
You got a 9. Yeah, again, it's just like you tidy up a little, you straighten a few things out, you put a couple of the pieces of art back on the wall. But like you're poking through. There's just nothing.
Suspiciously fair. I think we're right on the art pressing the boyfriend front. I think that's our only option. But something's going on.
Wait, who painted the art?
It's all pretty like it's like IKEA shit, right? Yeah. It's like, you know, like nice, very abstract landscapes and like a man going like this, but he's actually just triangles. Like it's nothing of interest. Yeah.
Does any of the art happen to match the graffiti artist?
No.
That we can find the name of them.
No.
I was hoping it'd be some of Etienne's lovers.
Yeah, but I mean, no.
Ooh.
Again, like it just seems like this just seems like a boring ass condo.
It's just a house. It's not his home.
A room is still a room. So, oh my god, I should turn this into a musical. That's going to be the new thing. We'll do a musical number like Buffy. Or a musical episode like Buffy. That's definitely going to happen.
Heck yeah!
Anything else? Anything else you want to do in this horrible condo?
Fuck this condo.
I'm gonna eat those dumplings.
Yeah. Cyan just walks out angrily eating the dumpling.
And like bangs the door so much that like some like paint chips fall off.
Absolutely. So if that's it, I mean, if you have anything else you want to get up to, any other leads you want to follow up on to, otherwise we can go into the evening when you agreed to meet up with Imre at the Ecstasy. Anything else?
How many people show up to our art class?
So 5 of them do.
It's not bad.
With all of us included, that's like a fair, room full.
No, it's the 5 of you.
Wait, Chris doesn't even. What about Madam Jane?
I thought my post got,
Yes, and it's the 5 of you.
But Madam J and Chris.
Yeah. Chris shoots you a message and like does the sort of like, oh yeah, sorry, something came up. Madame J does not respond. Yeah, it's a little disappointing.
Should we report to Madame J what we have found out so far?
You know what? She couldn't bother to show up to our art class.
So Ecstasy is an old. Wait a second. I want to put on some nice Ecstasy music.
I'm so excited to finally meet Ecstasy.
This is your workplace. Ooh, that's a little loud, at least in my ears. So Ecstasy is an old burlesque theater with a chic modern condo complex grafted onto it. The theater itself is palatial, a large preserved music hall with a huge glittering marquee out front and an opulent proscenium stage with retractable extension that pushes out into the floor of the tables and booths with a retractable pole, which Kai has seen performed on many, many times. Kai has not performed, at least as far as we know. Everything in Ecstasy is either a deep blood red, shining polished brass, or rich dark wood. The condo above is a number of mixed spaces, studios and entertainment suites on the lower levels, and residential spaces above. Of course, the lovers occupy the penthouse suite. Depending on who you are, it's either a hedonistic palace of excess and debauchery or a gilded cage. Let's go into a little bit of the lore together as soon as I turn down the music a little bit more. So the lovers are unique in being the only aspect of godhood that must be occupied by 2 people, someone from the family line and a partner they bond with for eternity. The current lovers are Rafael Los Amantes and the son of the previous god, and Ren Akuma Los Amantes, one of the devil's sons. Rafael is a well-known masochist, and Ren is a sadist. They're a match made in hell and are well known for hosting evenings of luxurious debauchery and zealous pleasure seeking. Great if you're into that sort of thing, best avoid it if you're not. It's always been the case that the lovers pick favorites from their roster of performers and sex workers at Ecstasy. Under Raphael and Ren, it's usually better to keep a low profile or be dragged into their life of extremes. But a bar manager is pretty low on the rungs of the lovers' hierarchy, although Kai is well liked at work and easily calls in a couple of favors. Since weekdays are quieter at Ecstasy, he's given access to the green room, a spacious dressing room in the basement, usually used by backup dancers or performers that aren't afforded the star treatment. The room has 2 long mirrors on either side with inset vanity lights. There are sort of like pots of makeup, bits of costumery, the occasional sweaty dance belt that are sort of scattered around the room. But otherwise, it's mostly tidy. There are like comfortable chairs that you can sort of move around and reconfigure the room with. So like when you sort of made a couple inquiries at work, it was sort of the place that seemed like the most obvious one without you having to pay money, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have this room to yourselves at first. You arrive a few minutes before you're meant to meet up with Imre, so you can sort of get set up and things. Did we have somebody buy, or was it somebody's job to buy actual art equipment, or are you just all showing up with a wish and a prayer?
Said I was gonna do that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have like some drawing pads, you have like a bunch of pencils and pens and things, erasers. So it doesn't look completely suspicious that Imre shows up to this kind of dungeon. Yeah, is there anything?
No one else showed up to this art class.
No one else.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm so mad.
You're level 2 characters. We'll see if you can get people to show up to your art class when you get up to level 5.
I have a question for the group what is about to go down here. Because we are the only ones in this room. So are we truly going to drag out the pretense that this is an art class and make this fucking kid take their clothes off to get information out of them? Or should we just come clean?
We have to pay them either way. I guess it depends if you want to actually do art.
Or see someone naked.
Or that.
And, I don't know. What do folks think?
How does Lucky feel?
Lucky has never seen a naked human.
Oh, 1 second. Sorry.
I think for Lucky's sake, we have to get him naked.
Right.
But actually is more interested in the art. Like actually wants to learn how to draw.
Oh, I want Lucky to have experience.
Okay, but we're going to press this person for information while also drawing them nude.
We're gonna not intimidate them and have a casual conversation.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. Go on.
Or should we not do the art and then Mysterium, you can get naked after this and then Lucky can draw. And then
I like this assumption that Mysterium just wants to be naked anyway.
You did have there were a lot of inquiries about you being naked. You get the sense that maybe if you'd pushed out a little bit harder, some more people would have shown up.
Next time. There's always
next time.
Live and learn.
So after you sort of are standing around and chatting about how you're going to deal with this naked person, there's a knock on the door and a short, slim, beautiful young man pokes his head in. The same one from the phone video. We shall pull up his image once again, just to show. So again, like pale and dark-haired, long, pretty eyelashes, sort of delicate fae-like beauty about him. Hey, Kai, I'm Imre.
Hi, nice. We've met before, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time at the bar after work, so.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for coming. These are the only people who showed up, but thanks for being here.
So he steps into the room in a pair of exercise pants and a hoodie. Behind him, another NPC. I always create NPCs and then completely fall in love with them. So like, I'm probably gonna just be doing this constantly. But another person who looks like this. So behind him, an androgynous Latine half-elf stands in the door. wearing combat boots and a leather jacket, glancing in suspiciously, like a sort of really hard look, and giving you all the once over. Imre carries a backpack, and both of them have bubble tea. And he sort of gestures over his shoulder and says, "Oh, that's Danny. They them pronouns. They're just going to hang outside if that's okay."
Danny, do you want to do art? I mean, we've got some extra materials here if you wanted.
Yeah, Danny raises an eyebrow and then looks down at their phone and turns away.
Not even Danny.
No one wants to go to this art class.
Is art not cool anymore?
Like, even his friends. Like, what?
Everybody here are Philistines, apparently. San Cyprian, the city of Philistines. So Imre sort of steps into the room, glances around. He sort of cocks an eyebrow at the so-called gathered artists, but he doesn't seem particularly fazed by the eclectic group. I'd like everybody to roll me an insight check, please. Let's start with Kai.
I've got a 15.
Okay, Lucky.
4.
Okay, Rin.
5.
Cyan.
3.
Mysterium Jones.
5. Also 5.
So,
My
Oh,
God.
God.
We're doing so bad.
so Kai,
What?
as everybody else is sort of getting settled in, kind of like panicking and being sort of like, what is an art class? What happens? What do we do? And sort of like picking up supplies and kind of like getting themselves set in.
Yeah, like Lucky like picks up their pencil and like grips it so hard it like snaps in half.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Who's teaching this art class?
Yeah, I mean, but again, Imre doesn't seem like super concerned about the fact that it seems like nobody knows what they're doing. You did tell him that it was going to be a sort of like a little bit of an informal thing over the phone. Mm-hmm. So like you were like, oh, it's just some friends. So yeah, he doesn't seem super concerned. But so Kai, as everybody else is sort of getting settled in, you notice that as Imre sort of takes in the group, his gaze lingers a little longer on you, and then Mysterium, and then finally Lucky. And like, it's very subtle, like it's almost imperceptible. You wouldn't catch it if you weren't sort of like keeping your eye, I guess, on him. But you'd almost guess he was looking around you, like instead of looking directly at you. But it's really hard to say exactly, but it just is like, you just catch it. Like it just sort of happens one after the other. And it's the same with the three of you. But again, he just goes about his business.
Mm-hmm. Can I go up to Imre and like start like making conversation? Like,
yeah.
Hey, it's like good to actually meet you. Like, I know we've worked together for a little while. Tell me about yourself. Like, are you a spellcaster or?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I mean, I'm going to the art college downtown. But that's about it. I mean, I'm pretty boring. I have a cat. He takes out his phone and shows you a picture of just like the biggest, fluffiest cat with just the grumpiest, smushiest face ever.
What a grumpy, cute little friend! Oh my gosh! What kind of art do you do?
Mostly painting. Yeah. I really like doing landscapes, especially. I actually really like painting the city.
I love that.
Yeah, so
that's all I'm gonna get out of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna stretch for a few minutes. I usually do 10 1-minute poses to start, then 2 5-minutes, and then a 10-minute. And then I take a 10-minute break and come back and do a 20-minute pose, and then a few 1-minute poses to sort of wind down at the end. Does that sound okay?
Sounds awesome. Hey, I'm gonna go grab some drinks. Does anyone want anything? Anyone want to come with? Help me out.
I would love to.
Awesome.
I'm good. I've got water.
Great. Awesome. Are we out of the room?
Yep.
Okay. So I relay the whole like looking around us thing that I noticed. How do you think, Rin, we should go about trying to figure out if that's connected or not.
Like, do you think that he's onto us?
I don't know if I think he's onto us. I think it might be connected to Etienne's disappearance.
I mean, do we just ask if he's seen someone, or do we straight up say that we saw the video?
I feel like we need to drop the art class and just ask questions, to be honest. But also I don't want to speak for the group.
Okay. I mean, let's see if you can still convince Mysterium, just because I just want Lucky to like have fun, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's weird to like do half of an art class and then be like, actually, we asked you here for a reason, but then still made you get naked.
That's true. And I guess we should just give the money up front and then ask questions, so it's not like we're being too creepy. I mean, we're already being a little creepy, but like limit the creepiness.
Yeah, and like as you're heading out of the room, like Danny who's just like standing on their phone, just like sipping their bubble tea and just scrolling through their phone feed, just like gives you the stink eye as you walk by. And it's the same thing when you come back with a couple drinks, like Danny's just there giving you the stink eye outside of the room.
Oh, Danny.
I
love
I
Danny.
don't even ask Danny. I just like put down a vodka soda and I'm like,
Yeah.
vodka soda if you want it.
Yep, and Danny picks it up and nods their head and then takes a sip.
What's their deal?
Everybody wants to know what Danny's deal is. I want to know.
Like an art student.
So yeah, when you come back in, Imre's like everybody else is just chilling in there. Imre has sort of headed over to the corner, puts down his things, he kicks off his shoes and takes out a bottle of water and puts down like a plush robe, and he's just doing some stretches. And as soon as you and Rin come back in, he just goes, "Just let me know when you're ready. I just need a minute."
Do you want to go as the only one who has like a connection already? Or
Yeah. Hey, Imre, can I chat with you for a second?
Sure.
Okay, this is really weird. But I just like I don't want to ask you to do this and then be like, oh, halfway through, this is why we actually asked you. We're actually looking for someone, and we think that you are the last person that he saw.
Okay.
Do you know Etienne des Etoiles?
Roll me an insight check.
we're still gonna pay you. I
12.
12. So for a snap second, he has like very, very bright green eyes. His eyes go wide, and sort of surprise and worry plays really quickly across his face. But he sort of seems to catch it and composes himself. Do you know Etienne?
Not personally. We were asked to help find him.
So you do think he's missing?
Yes.
Okay. Is that's why you did all this?
Yes.
I'm not the smartest person.
he like snorts a little bit and says, it's cool. I mean, if it's about Etienne, I mean, I'm happy to tell you what I know. Yeah, I haven't heard from him since Sunday morning.
When was the last time you saw him?
Yeah, I mean, I left his place on Sunday morning.
Which place?
His apartment.
What apartment?
And he's looking a bit uncomfortable.
Just be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna level with you. We know that he has a secret apartment that he uses for you, to keep from his family, and we need to be able to go there to find clues about who kidnapped him.
And he blushes and laughs and says, yeah, like me and I feel like half of the queer guys in San Cyprian have probably been to this apartment.
Oh, then perhaps you will not mind if you aid us in also going to this apartment.
So like, who are you guys?
We don't have a name yet, but we are a group of people who were hired by a person it's a lot less creepy than it sounds.
We're adventurers.
And concerned citizens.
We're a crack team of private investigators.
All of the above, and sometimes we're your worst nightmare.
And he just takes his bubble tea and okay.
But we do honestly care about Etienne's well-being.
Yeah, I mean, we were dating. It was pretty casual. He's engaged, but mostly into guys. Yeah, I mean, he has a place in the Cups too. That's where we would usually hang out.
Do you have a key?
No, I mean, I'd only been there, I don't know, a few times. Sometimes we'd go out for drinks, or we'd, go out for a movie or dinner or something, or go out dancing, and we'd just go back to his place. I mean, he likes it better in the Cups, closer to the gay village. I mean, that's where he preferred to spend time.
When you left him on Sunday, did he say what he was doing that day, if he was going anywhere shortly after?
No, I mean, he seemed pretty normal. Mysterium, roll me an insight check.
20.
So he says that like no, we were just like it was pretty normal. They just like said goodbye and he'd left, but his eyes sort of glanced down and he looks a little bit more uncomfortable.
What are you looking at, punk?
Yeah, and he backs up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like, there's something, I guess I could tell you, I think he was working on something, like something big and weirdly secret for him.
Big and weirdly secret. Was he normally secretive?
No, he doesn't really do the secret thing very well. I mean, he's kind of like a puppy dog. He's pretty transparent about things that he does and he likes.
But heard him described as a puppy dog before.
What's that?
We've heard him described as a puppy dog before.
Yeah, I mean, that's Etienne.
What do you know?
Well, when we got in last Saturday evening, there were these, I don't know, like documents, like zoning permits and applications and shit. Something about a place in the Swords.
Oh, the revitalization project.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess he was involved with that, but it didn't really seem like that sort of stuff. I
want to pull out the papers that I grabbed and say, so did it look like this kind of stuff or was it different?
And he sort of rifles through the papers and no, it was different than this. And when I took a look at the plans or whatever they were on his desk, he got angry, like actually angry, or like, I don't know, like maybe freaked out or something. And then he took the plans and he hid them somewhere, which again, it's like not typical Etienne behavior.
Can you draw for us what you remember?
And so he takes one of the pads of paper and he just starts to draw. Sort of looks like a tree, and it's like really, really like he clearly has like some artistic talent. Like starts out kind of abstract, lots of sort of like negative spaces in the branches. Looks like a big kind of like gnarled tree, but clearly still like very, very leafy. And the way that he draws it, it almost looks like he gives it a kind of ethereal effect, even just with like pencils and pens. So he spends like a good like 5-10 minutes on the drawing, and then he shows it to you, and he says, "Yeah, it was sort of like this. It was the one picture that was part of the documents and things. It was like just like a really bad photocopy of a picture of a tree."
Does it resemble any of the crests of the houses?
No.
Does any of us have good arcana?
I've got a +2. Yeah, yeah. Can I roll an arcana or a history?
Sure.
check?
Yeah. Roll me an arcana check, actually.
I got an 8. I mean,
Yeah,
I got an 8. It was great. It was
I got an
great
8. It
roll.
was.
It's a whole big number.
You have to convince me that it was a good number. No. Yeah, I mean, it's a really pretty drawing, and it doesn't. There's like it doesn't look exactly like it's not like a photo drawing, and he gives it kind of. It's almost like there's magical effects, but you can't even really like put your finger on exactly like how he has drawn it to kind of give it these sort of like interesting little effects. Very, very pretty. But yeah, I mean, you get the sense that there's just something like there's something that you're not quite like putting your finger on here. But like the tree is kind of and he keeps glancing at it and then just adding little details. And he adds a couple of other little details, and you can tell there are huge buildings behind these trees. Like it kind of looks like black monoliths behind the tree.
Is the style similar to the mural we saw the other night?
It is not.
One day we're gonna find that mural artist.
And we're gonna make him paint our van.
Yes.
Can you?
Does anyone have good history to see if like this is a place in the city that we would recognize?
Again, a bunch of queers playing D&D. There's going to be no intelligence.
Do you
I
remember?
have intelligence.
Oh, okay.
I got it too.
Yeah, it's a real pretty tree, like real pretty.
I got a 3.
Do you?
Wait for.
We have a good time here.
Do you remember where in if we are going to this apartment, do you remember where this other building that he was very upset about was? Like, do you remember an address or even cross streets or?
Yeah, he took me there.
Could you take us there?
Or just write down the address. That also works.
Oh, yeah.
Or put a pin in on the map on this phone.
I guess I could do that. But I mean, I don't really know. I don't think he's there. I mean, I don't see why he would be.
Well, what is the place? What is it currently, anyway?
So it's like this, I don't know, it's kind of like a reservoir thing or like a pool. It's like an old, I don't know, stone structure beneath. Do you know the place Sunset Heights? And I would like, does anybody have proficiency in history? I'm so terrified to ask this question.
I got a decent roll for the last
Okay,
one.
then yeah, Mysterium, give me a history check.
I got 18.
18 is not bad. So Sunset Heights. So Sunset Heights is actually one of the oldest. Like you just know, Sunset Heights is one of the oldest high-rise complexes in San Cyprian. It was built back in the 60s by, you would assume, an enterprising mayor, either a Leroy or a Valencia, usually one of the two. It was supposed to be a mixed-income housing complex, a co-op with a stretch of parkland between the 3 high-rises, with a playground, public gardens. Of course, the buildings were eventually purchased by slumlords who wanted to cram as much human misery into them as possible. But there's a sort of like, you know of the place just by reputation. There's kind of a fierce territorial community between the 3 buildings, mostly orcs, immigrants, and new arrivals, and also some longtime residents that still maintain the co-op model against all odds. But it's like, it's not a place that you would go like happily. It's pretty like it's one of the more rundown neighborhoods of San Cyprian. It's one of the places like a lot more low income housing. Like certainly the buildings aren't well taken care of.
So it's probably being targeted by this urban revitalization project. Or there's a chance.
There's a chance.
And from the sounds of it, if it were to be revitalized, all of these places, all these people that are there would be displaced.
Yeah, I mean,
Something happy about
Etienne, was pretty upset about some of the plans of the project. I mean, he told me a little bit about it.
Oh, Etienne wasn't happy about it. Was Etienne like butting heads with anyone else who was part of the project?
I mean, Etienne's always been an idealist for as long as I've known him. I mean, he's sensitive. He really likes like art and things, but his family never really let him do the things that he wanted to do. So he's just sort of ended up stuck, but then trying to do the things that he likes on the side. So I mean, that's how we met. We met at an art opening. So.
And do you know why Etienne chose to join this revitalization project? Is he trying to steer it in a perhaps more idealistic way?
I guess that's probably my best guess too. But I mean, it's all like, it's like big name people, like people who sit on a bunch of boards and stuff from what he told me. So like one person on it, I don't really know what he could do.
Maybe enough to piss someone off.
Well, and also, although one person, he is the heir to the seat of a house. He is a god.
He's not the heir. His older brother's the heir.
What?
Yeah, his older brother. I'm trying to remember his name. I mean, I've never met his family. I think it's Honore. That's his older brother's name. He showed me a couple pictures.
Did we all think that Etienne was the heir?
You did all think that Etienne was the heir.
Womp womp.
like public knowledge, we all thought Etienne was the heir.
No, public knowledge. I mean, like gods don't necessarily go around being like, that's my heir. And also,
right? So we would know.
So a god doesn't necessarily have to like, and so this would be the public knowledge part, is a god doesn't necessarily have to pass like their godhood down to like, it doesn't have to go to like the first son or daughter. It can go to anybody in the family line. So hypothetically, like Etienne could be the heir. But yeah, from what Imre has told you, like Etienne is not the heir.
Or could end up the heir if Honore dies.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. Oh, wait. Have we asked this kid? Can you take us to his fancy condo or whatever? Your shag pad? Can we go there?
he laughs and he says, "Yeah, I guess I could take you there. I mean, I wouldn't be able to get you in, but I could show you where it is. It's
getting in.
It's over in Fortune Valley near the gay village."
Why couldn't you get us in? Is there like a door person?
Well, I mean, I don't have. No, it's just like a. It's on the third floor of a house.
Oh, don't worry about that then.
But I mean, like, I don't have a key, so.
We have our ways.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. I get the sense that you definitely have your ways. So yeah, I mean, I guess we can head over there now if you want to.
Do you want to still do the art class?
I mean, you've paid me, and it's like my job, so I don't mind if you want me to.
I feel like time is of the essence, though. And though I would love to paint you naked or draw you naked, I think it is more important that we go see this shag pad, as Mysterium has called it.
Yeah, sure. What's that?
We can do a rain check on the nudity.
Perhaps after we have taken care of this and gotten paid, Mysterium, you would be willing to take some of my money to have me draw you naked.
Yeah, I'm still mulling it over.
And he reaches into his pocket and takes the money out and goes to hand it back to Kai.
Oh, we're not paying you. It's like someone else who's paying you. It's all good.
Someone else?
We're getting paid to do this. Don't ask too many questions. I don't want to drag you too far in.
Oh,
Kai, don't tell too much.
So are you guys like private investigators or something?
We're private dicks.
And we're not being private right now. Can we just go?
I'm just like drinking my alcohol. Like
Everybody who's drinking is just a little bit tipsy. Enough that you're kind of loose and having fun at this point.
Really strong drinks.
Yeah. Well, it's Kai making them, so Kai is like fine tuning them. I should have had you roll for alcohol. We'll do it next time. So yeah, I mean, eventually, so he sort of like picks his things up, and he just sort of like seems amused at you all, and he pokes his head out the door and like says a couple things to Danny, and so yeah, like he's ready to go. So do you want to? Are we like all heading over there together, or like are we gonna meet over there?
Let's go in the van.
Oh, okay, sure.
You got room in the back.
You take him to your van. So you all head out onto the street. It's later at this point. Like it's like the sun is like just gone down. It's we're in the middle, or we're at the start of summer, so the days are fairly long. But yeah, you head out into the streets. You take him to the van, and Danny shoots him a look and says, "We can get a ride share. We can meet you over there."
You don't want to. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's a nice van, but like that's fine, whatever.
We're all like really invested in this van.
Yeah.
We're really disappointed.
Danny, you can tell Danny sees the van, and it's like you're all serial killers in Danny's eyes.
That's legit.
One of us will come with you in the ride share to pay for it, and in case we get split up from the van.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Danny crosses their arms. So who wants to come with us?
I guess it makes sense for me to go.
Sure.
Unless someone else wants to.
Okay.
I was going to suggest we all roll for intimidation and see who gets the lowest score.
Ooh. Okay,
See which one they pick.
Okay, so Cyan, I would like you to roll. We're gonna roll intimidation. You versus Danny. This is gonna happen. So roll me intimidation, because I feel like you two would like make eye contact, and it would just be like a battle of wills.
I got 8.
8? Oh yeah, no. Danny has your number. They're just like, their eyes are getting they're sort of like, eyes are closing more and more, and they're just like, the stink eye is progressively sort of like bumping up until they're almost like radiating like just absolute, and yeah, that's the exact face that you make when like you realize that Danny has somehow out intimidated you, which is just horrible. I think that's actually a great place to end it. I love that. Yeah, good times.
Oh my god.
But the mystery deepens.
Dun dun dun.